Well, he did.
So it's, what is today, Wednesday?
Yeah.
So we got, we're gonna be putting some tin on the barn here shortly. I'll just show you what we're gonna do real quick. So we're gonna be putting gray tin all along the bottom of the barn. We're gonna put red tin up there. And so I had a local historian and jack of all trades, Mr. McAdams, come in and give me some advice. We're thinking of putting a piece of trim, whatever, we're gonna do something. And then we were looking at this cow and how fat she is, because she's extremely overweight. We don't know what her trouble is. So we got talking about something. What were we talking about? Cornfield, right?
You were spreading manure.
Spreading manure, right?
Yeah,
So Paul started telling us some history of the Duvall farm and the cornfield that I'm renting from them, and back in the 60s. So we're gonna take off. So you were saying that Randolph Lumber?
Yeah, the Randolph had Ethan Allen Mill, you know.
Right, so that
Randolph
field
Furniture.
that I'm renting from David
He built the log house over there.
across the
And
street.
he never wanted anything built in that field across from him.
So who owned the field across? Warren did own
So
the
that
field?
lays there under that thing there.
How did Warren get it?
What's called in time.
So, but it wasn't part of the farm when he bought it?
It was originally part of the farm when he bought it.
That field was?
Yeah.
So
See-
how did that guy get the house lot
He
then?
just bought the house lot in under the trees and built the log house in
From
there.
Warren or before?
Before.
Oh,
Before
okay.
Warren come up. Because Warren came up, and then, of course, as I say, we were in the barn building at Fuller's there.
But you said Warren came up here in 63?
He's 63, I think it was.
And you came up in 62?
62, and we built the barn.
On 66, which they tore down, right?
No, this
What-
was one where Bob Simpson Farms,
Yeah.
where Floyd Fuller was. We built a barn there.
Oh, that's the barn you were
That's the
building.
barn, yeah.
So the barn where you used to farm was already there?
Yeah, there was a barn there that burned, and then we built it.
Right, but when did you move there?
65,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay, so on you
April
saying,
15, 65.
when you say you were building a barn, I thought you were
Oh,
talking
no,
about that.
that one, yeah.
No, so you were working with Raymond Allen?
Yeah,
And you were building the barn for Simpson?
for Fuller.
Oh, Floyd
Okay.
Fuller, up where Simpson's is.
Yeah, and then they were downstairs talking about this guy from Massachusetts come up with, I don't know how many children Warren had at the time. He had
Oh,
3 or
right.
4. He's not going to make it. Well,
Right.
Warren has made it, and here we are 58 years
Right.
later, and he's still there.
Right.
His boy's doing it.
Right.
So, and right on the edge, right on the edge of Randolph Village, all the time.
Right.
Any land he wanted, he had to go and pick around people and spread
Right.
manure, and he never had a bad word ever come
Right.
out.
What, how did that piece ever get attached to Warren's farm and not what used to be Hawkins?
I don't
farm?
know.
I mean, that's just,
Because David said he owns it now. Because I was talking with David last night,
oh yeah,
and he said that's right now.
that's what?
That's theirs now. Whether that took place in time down the road,
What do you mean, it wasn't theirs?
in time it was way back, and then it went with the log house, and then
Oh.
it come backwards. See what I'm saying?
Oh,
And because he didn't want anybody building across.
so the log house did own it at one point,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
when he
okay.
built it.
right?
Yeah, but he bought it because he heard they was going to put an airport in there.